Are Newcastle United now looking for defensive reinforcements? After going for Sandro Tonali and are almost on the verge of signing Harvey Barnes, is Axel Disasi the next man that could be wearing a Newcastle United shirt? Yes, welcome back to Newcastle Fans TV. Newcastle United, I've got their midfielder that they've always wanted in this window, Sandro Tonali. Everybody wants to dance with Tonali. We all know that. Harvey Barnes for Alan saint-maximin. That's another video. If you haven't watched the Black and White show, give that a watch. That was a good debate. Obviously, Sam did a video about Harvey Barnes and whether he would have him at Newcastle United as well. So give that a watch this afternoon if you have the time. But in terms from a defensive side of things, there has been reports, and again, take this with a pinch of salt, but Newcastle United, according to Fabrizio Romano, and a couple of other outlets in particular as well, coming from across the pond, are saying that Newcastle United are heavily linked with the Monaco centre-half, Axel Disasi. Now, he is 25 years old, he is from Monaco. Thinking, why would you want to swap Monaco for Newcastle? Well, it's an easy one because Newcastle is much better. But in all seriousness, look, he's probably the man that they're looking to be the next Fabian Schär, if you like. Sven Botman on one side and Axel Disasi on the other. That could be something that would work. What sort of player is Axel Disasi? Well, let's be honest. He is young. He's 25. He's very, very gifted in terms of the ball at his feet. He's very similar to the likes of Sven Botman. Very comfortable on the ball, and we've seen so many times this season that the cross-field passes from Sven Botman. Axel Disasi has that in his locker as well. He's very good in the air. Very, very good in the air is Axel Disasi. He's not afraid to get stuck in. He's quite intimidating. He's quite a big lad. He's 6'2", 6'3". So, in terms of the size, he's quite similar in terms of Botman. I think Botman may be an inch taller in that respect. But the partnership is what they're looking for. And Eddie Howe will certainly think that he can get the best out of, a young player, because it's still at 25. He is still, I would still say, coming towards the peak of his career. 27, 28. Those 4 or 5, maybe 4 years are probably where you're looking at your peak in terms of a central defender. And in my opinion, I could be wrong. Let us know in the comments. And let us know what you think of the player, because again, I haven't watched a lot of Ligue 1, but in terms of what I've seen in terms of clips and when we've been linked to him, especially when Fabrizio Romano says that you're interested, sometimes you just have to, do a little bit of research, because he's generally not wrong. So sometimes you have to just do the research necessary. But Newcastle, of course, would have had their scouts looking at him, and he is being rumoured around about the €40 million mark for Axel Disasi. So again, it is quite a lot of money. Now, obviously, no one really knows what Newcastle's budget is this window, but I think if the deal is sensible, I think Newcastle would do it. Now, Newcastle do need a bigger squad. We're fighting on 4 competitions, which is bizarre to say. I think some people will put us as an outside bet for the Premier League. The Champions League will be an adventure, and the FA Cup and the League Cup could be something that we may need to fall back on if certain competitions don't work well for us. But the one thing that Axel Disasi, for me, would bring is obviously that experience of playing in big competitions and playing for in a league that Monaco are expected to be in the top 3. The top 3 get into the Champions League. 7 or 8 out of 10 seasons you like to expect. Obviously, Paris Saint-Germain is so far ahead. Marseille have always been there or thereabouts. So he will bring that. I think the biggest improvements that he could have in his game is his one-on-one defending. I think that's quite a big point in terms of defending, because you need your defenders to defend first and foremost, which is quite interesting because Axel Disasi is quite good going forward. He's, if you look at Fabian Schär, gets the odd goal every now and then. He scored the first goal of last season against Nottingham Forest, but he does 3 goals and 3 assists last season. It's quite rare for a centre half to have that, which is nice, I suppose. I'm not going to turn that down, but ultimately you want your defenders to defend. Again, his fitness in terms of his speed, he's not the quickest defender in the world. But again, this is sometimes you just go, well, let Eddie Howe develop him. Let's see what he can do in terms of the one-on-one defending. Can he be quicker in the head by a second or so that he doesn't have to rely on his pace? But the Premier League is so quick, it's so fast. Is that the right move for Newcastle United? It will be interesting to see what happens. But what will be interesting is to listen to your comments below. Let us know. Would you go €40 million for Axel Disasi, or would you just go, no, I think we need to go for somebody else? But Look, Manchester United have been keen on him as well. They want to replace Harry Maguire. They may look at Axel Disasi as well. So we have got a little bit of competition. But certainly want to keep an eye on, to say the least. Keep an eye on all the transfer rumours with Newcastle Fans TV. If anything breaks, you will hear it first on Newcastle Fans TV. We've got so many videos coming up with the pre-season tour starting in America. Lee will be there, and we'll also be at Gateshead, and we'll be at Ibrox next Tuesday as we're there for Rangers versus Newcastle United in the Alan McGregor testimonial. But yeah, 7 pre-season games, a transfer window, and the Premier League starts in, 4 weeks? Yeah, we've got you covered here on Newcastle Fans TV. From me, Jonny, we'll see you all very soon.